one of our favorite guests, former co-worker Mark Jackson, Golden State Warriors head coach. He joins us now. How are you, Mark?
I'm doing great. Thanks again for having me.
Wait, did you just wake up?
No. That's my smooth voice.
Oh, is that what that was?
Yeah.
Wow. Why don't you try that again?
All right, okay.
All right. Hey, Mark, how are you?
What's going on, DP? How you doing, man?
I think I like your smooth voice a little bit. That was fake energy right there, and you hate fake hustle.
Yeah, that's true. My fault.
Right.
I'm doing well. Thanks again for having me.
I did see where you and Blake Griffin almost threw down earlier in the season. What happened there between you two on the sideline?
No, it's blown out of proportion. He tried to back into me two times. He said it was unintentional. I know a little better. Then the third time, I just gave him a little shove. It was nothing personal. He's a heck of a basketball player, and they're having a heck of a season. So
wait, why did he step on your foot?
Well, he was taking the ball out of bounds, and I was standing on the sideline, almost in front of my bench. So it happens. He knew what he was doing, but it's okay.
Were you crowding him? Did you know what you were doing?
No. I'm standing there trying to coach my team. So I think it's great material, but it's nothing that's important to us.
But if you were playing and not coaching, and that happened, different?
If I was the player trying to do that?
No, it was you, the player, and it was Blake Griffin, and you're on the sidelines, and he steps on your foot a couple of times. If you're on the bench,
you know, back then, you know where I'm from, you know.
But you never got into a fight on the floor during your career, did you?
No, I don't believe in that. I think at the end of the day, I've never seen a gangster play basketball or a thug play basketball in the NBA. It's just not going to happen. So anybody can be tough, and I'm not talking about Blake Griffin. I'm just talking about me as a player or watching guys, because at the end of the day, it's going to be one shove, one push, and you're going to break it up. So it's blown out of proportion, and I don't believe that it has any place. Again, this is not about Blake Griffin. This is about basketball in general. I don't think it has any place in sports.
Alvin Robertson was a bad dude, though.
He was a bad man. I'll tell you a story about Alvin Robertson. He was such a tough guy that, we were playing cards one day, about 5 or 6 of us, and all of us knew that he was cheating, and nobody said a word.
You were that scared of Alvin Robertson?
He was a little he was a guy that was not afraid of confrontation, and a great guy, but once he got it going, you didn't want to mess with him.
Didn't he go to prison?
He did go to prison, unfortunately, but I tell you what, he was a very good guy.
Did he call you when he got out?
No, we wasn't. We were not friends like that. But he was a guy that I had a lot of respect for, and he was a great guy to go against. As far as they had some very, very successful Milwaukee Bucks teams, and even in San Antonio.
He's Mark Jackson, the Golden State Warriors head coach. They got Timberwolves coming up. Did you see where the general managers in the NBA voted Kevin Love? He does the most with the least athleticism. Is that a compliment for Kevin Love?
I would probably say it is a compliment.
It feels like the white guy award, Mark.
Well, then I would have won the white guy award. Is that what you're saying?
You could dunk, though, right?
Yes, but so could Kevin Love. I think really it's a heck of a compliment when you look at it. He's got no business when you look at his tool set of being one of the all-time great rebounders that this league has ever seen. Undersized, he's not a guy that's jumping out the building. He's an extremely hard worker that takes his profession serious. So
Can you teach what he does?
You can't teach it. You can make a guy better, but you can't really teach what he does. I believe that, it's like saying, can you teach a guy to shoot like Steph Curry or Klay Thompson? Those guys have an incredible gift from God. And you can make guys better, but you can't teach a guy to be on that level shooting or rebounding.
You see this story with the Dolphins, and I know you cover all sports. You're a big sports fan, but what's going on with Jonathan Martin and Richie Incognito? Let me just start with toughening up a player. Have you ever had a teammate or as a coach wanting to toughen up somebody? And if you did, how do you do that?
Well, as a teammate, it's not my responsibility. I know a little bit about the story. I'm so disgusted in it that I haven't read it all. I think it's abuse, obviously. I'm tired of people covering up that. This young man has been affected to the point where he's no longer on the team. It's a difference with making rookies do some things, but to take it to the level that they took it is unfortunate. I've got rookies that was on my team last year that paid dinner bills for the team, so they went as a group and they made the 3 or 4 rookies pick up the tab one time. Guess what? Those rookies today were paid far more than that dinner bill. I got a guy that still carries a Gucci bag on his back that one of the veterans gave him. A guy that's no longer a rookie that now is carrying an iPhone 5S that one of the veterans bought him this year. I got a guy like Al Harrington, who was a rookie with us in Indiana, that will call me still today, and I'm a coach in this league because of the love that he has. He'll tell you firsthand that Reggie Miller and I made him go through stuff. We demanded stuff from him, and sometimes we challenged him.
Did you get hazed?
No, I don't
went
believe
to the
in
Knicks?
hazing. No, Dan, I had crazy game. They don't haze you when you got game.
Oh, because you had game, you didn't get hazed?
No, when you do it the right way and you're respectful and you do the little things, then it never gets out of hand. And that's the way it's supposed to be. I will tell you this. It's supposed to be guys in the locker room protecting those rookies from being abused.
You beat the Lakers, beat the Kings. Let me start with the Lakers without Kobe. Even when he's healthy, just that whole makeup there, that lineup there. What do you expect to see, let's say, come December, maybe January with the Lakers?
I don't really follow them that much. I just know that the Western Conference is a tough conference, and there's a lot of teams that's going to be battling for playoff position. Obviously, Kobe Bryant in the mix with any team makes you a dangerous team and a team that has a legitimate shot to make noise. The Lakers have talent, and the question, not just with them but with every team, is putting it together and having results on the floor.
What about the Clippers? What did you think of that team? Now the expectations are extremely high for that team with Doc Rivers now coaching.
Well, Doc Rivers is a heck of a basketball coach. You got Chris Paul playing at an extremely high level right now. I think the danger of him being a scorer and a playmaker makes other guys legitimate threats. You have 2 big guys in Blake Griffin and DeAndre Jordan. That's, obviously Griffin is a star player, and Jordan seems to be playing his best basketball. And you surround that with a J.J. Redick, who's a knockdown shooter, Dudley, Jamal Crawford. They're a team that has a legitimate chance, and night in and night out, they're going to be tough to beat. So it's a lot of noise being made around about the Clippers in L.A. and around this country, and deservedly so.
If your life hinged on Steph Curry or Klay Thompson hitting a shot, who are you picking?
Man, that's a heck of a question. These 2 guys, I talked about them being the greatest shooting backcourt that's ever played this game. I think people are leaning towards that side and no longer making a debate about it. It wouldn't matter to me, really.
But you got to pick. You have to pick.
Why did I know you'd have some question that would put me, in a box and force me? Okay, I'll go with. Man, this is unbelievable. All right, I'll take Steph Curry only because he's the guy. Like, I know it's going to bother Klay. When it gets to Klay, that I said Steph, he's going to have a bad day. But these 2 guys, in all honesty, I took Steph. But if you said to me, you could choose for me, I'm fine. That's how great as shooters they are.
Okay, if you think they're the best shooting backcourt, now you're talking long-range shooting, right?
I'm talking about shooting. I don't care what you want to do. Shooting the basketball.
Okay,
they are the best duo to ever do it.
All right, who are they supplanting then as the best?
I would say the guys I had at number one would still be number one, but Reggie held me down too much. You know, if Reg's jumper was a little better, we'd be in a discussion.
What about Isaiah Thomas and Joe Dumars?
You know, here's the point. Neither one of those guys were the could shoot at the level of Clay or Steph.
Well, they don't have their range. They don't have their range. There's difference in being the best backcourt shooters and being the best deep shooters.
Dan, I don't know if you hear me. These two guys are not just deep shooters. These two guys are flat-out shooters. Isaiah Thomas, Joe Dumars, neither one of them were flat-out shooters. They were two great basketball players. If you gave me a choice of which backcourt I want, give me Isaiah and Joe. If you give me a choice of which backcourt shooting the basketball, is no question. For example, Isaiah Thomas or Joe Dumars never shot the ball as well as Larry Bird or Dirk Nowitzki.
What if I said Michael Jordan and Steve Kerr?
Do you hear what I'm saying to you? I'll take Michael and Kerr as a backcourt because of Michael's greatness. But as shooting combination, Michael Jordan was never a knockdown shooter. All right.
I hear you now. I hear you now.
After all of this?
Yeah. And by the way, tell Curry to stop with the turnovers here.
No. If you watch our last game, he had a triple-double and just 2 turnovers.
Okay. Well, then maybe you yelled at him.
No, you know I'm not a yeller.
You did not. You give a stern. You can give a message maybe without yelling, right? I just screwed up. I come to the sidelines. You want to get a message to me. What do you say?
Come on, baby. You're better than that. We talked about that. You're killing us as a basketball team. That's unacceptable. And guess what? Steph Curry will be the first to tell you it was unacceptable. And he responded by handling business, and he jokingly said I was tired of the unacceptable word. But there's a way to do it, and I think I take pride in doing it that way because at the end of the day, if I yell and scream and disrespect my players, I believe that they have every right to do the same thing to me.
I'd probably say to you, you make me sick. You sit down right now. I mean, that's how I'd send a message to you. You disgust me, Jackson. Sit down.
You know why? Because you're used to that at home. That's what you get.
I think Love's going for 30 and 15 tonight, so hopefully you can hold down everybody else.
I would say in my best voice, Ike Turner voice, what's love got to do with it?
Don't use that on your team tonight, all right?
No, I thought you would enjoy it, though. It's going to be a lot of fun, though.
All right, buddy. Good to hear from you.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
All right, Mark Jackson, Golden State Warriors head coach.
The Dan Patrick Show, weekday mornings on Audience.